Hello guys, how are we all doing? So today we have got something a bit special on the desk. We have got an Allen and Heath X143 mixer, and we are changing the not the crossfader, the fader on channel 4 today on this mixer. So without further ado, we'll jump into the desk cam. As you can see, here's the set. This is the offending phaser that's not working properly. We have got the replacement right here. So this is what we're going to be replacing today. That one's going to be going in that place. So first things first, all the buttons all down to 0, everything on 0, as you can see. That's because we've got to take off every single one of these. How are we all doing? Don't forget to subscribe and follow and all that stuff that you're meant to do whilst you've got a YouTube channels, which I'm not very good at, but you know, I'm learning. That is some of them. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. All the way down. It is now. Oh, this is so fun. Oh, come off. So, now they are all off, I'm going to go through and just loosen up all of these. Go. Get in there, people, get in there. Oh, I've got to undo all these screws in a minute, but first things first, we've got to loosen all of these. So, I think we're there now. Now all I've got to do is collect them all. That'll be fun. Let me just blow my nose 1 second, people. What I will do is I'll come out of shot. Oh, got a bit of a cold. Ugh. Yuck. Right, sorry. Let's get these off. They should all be moving. That one's moving. That one's moving. That one's moving. Oh, missed these and that one. Oh, so many nuts. So then, while I'm doing this, I'll have a little chat to you about my whole career in fixing stuff and modding stuff and doing all that sort of stuff. So, like I said, this is a bit of an interesting one. This is a friend of mine's mixer. I've been doing music stuff for quite a while. I did radio show with a few friends and stuff, just an online radio show, nothing big, but really enjoyed doing that for a few years. I did a little bit of rapping in my past, let's not dig that up. But anyway, yeah, so for about 10 years prior to me having my own repair business, I was fixing friends' phones, friends' tablets, friends' laptops, friends' games consoles. That's what I've been doing for many, many years. So, and basically it all stemmed from a love for technology. I mean, I've always been a proper techie nerd ever since I was a little kid. I've always taken stuff apart and never been able to put it back together until I started learning how to put stuff back together rather than just taking it apart. I broke a lot of stuff before I managed to fix stuff. So I'm not saying that it's not without error. And yes, I didn't learn the correct way. I learned the way that I thought was correct for me. But right, we are getting there. We are getting there. You can't see these, but there's so many of these bloody little bolt thingies. Right, I think 1, 2, 3. Load more. Look at all these. Look at all these. This is totally necessary. This totally necessary. Now I'm hoping when I take this off, there shouldn't be too many screws, but we'll see. So that's all of the bolts, I believe. Yes. Let's get rid of some of these screws and have a little peek underneath and see if we can get this thing up or not. Let's not remove them. That might be for the crossfader. We might not even need to take them out because that's not on the outside line, that's on the inside line. Well, I should imagine we will need to take them out because generally whenever I do anything, you've got to take every freaking screw out of the board, which is fine. I don't mind, honest. Screws are my favourite thing in the world. This thing's too big to get in the shot, really, isn't it? Oh, okay. Right, so that panel is lifting. Is that connected? That is connected, so I might have to remove those screws definitely. So look at the bottom here, see if this can come up. Oh, there's 2 screws at the bottom here that I did not spot. There's one there. And one there. No, I could get out the electric screwdriver for this, but it was, I don't know, something about unscrewing screws with a proper screwdriver at the right size bit. So let's see now, will it lift? It does lift, okay, that's a good start. That looks like that's ready to come off. I think we're going to have to have a little look underneath here. Okay, so there's a board there, Let's just remove these side screws as well, shall we? Give it a little bit more flexibility to get the board out. We're definitely going to have to remove these screws on the back here. Not sure if we have to remove the whole lot, just the top ones, I reckon. Let's separate them because they're of course different screws again. And what I will do is I'll show you all the screws that I've just taken out of this thing whilst we've just been chatting. So please, like I said, leave a like and a follow and a subscribe and all that good stuff that you've got to do for social media. I'm not too worried about that, but I'm going to do what I do and I hope you enjoy the journey as I do it. So this is something that I've never done before as well. Completely off the cusp. Right, let's have a look here. Will it come up? Or will it come up? Come on, this thing's tight on there. Okay. So the board seems to have slid out that side. Does this just slide back? Is there some more screws that I'm missing? Let's try taking this one out of this. No, it looks like it's free. Let's take them out of this side as well, just so we can make sure The back panel isn't holding anything in place. Shouldn't need to take out any more than that though, I reckon. That should come up nicely now. I should imagine those corners I missed one. I missed one. I thought it was a bit tight. There we go. That'll make a hell of a difference. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so we're into the board. Didn't need to take out that screw. Okay, that's interesting. So we're into the board. We've got a nice little ribbon cable there. Can that one come off of here? Oh, it can. Beautiful. Let's remove that from here then. Then we'll take this big old shell out the way for a second. And now we're down to the board itself. Right, let's have a look here. So you see what we've got to take off to remove this whole board. So that can come off with it. That is a separate board that is plugged in, which is lovely. We can unplug that. So I'll unplug the power board. Lovely. And we'll leave that off. We don't really need to touch the crossfader, so we'll unplug that. So now we've got the main board. I'd say it's just held in by a few screws now, but we'll have a look. Well, they will come from inside there, which I'm quite glad, because I know what I'm doing, honest. Right, so that's coming up, that's coming up. Let's take out this screw and these screws, and then we should be there, I think. That's not my screwdriver, but that one is. No, it's not. Yeah, getting this. Does that need really taking off? I think it probably does. Well, I don't know. Let's get. Is that even out? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's take out. Okay, so that seems all free over there. Yeah, they're going to have to come out, aren't they? Of course they are. You tried. Let's have a little look under here now. Okay. I know it's not coming off because I missed one of the bloody nuts. Right, here we go. Moment of truth. Do you come off? You do. Lovely. Let's have a look here. Your power cable. All good. We're just going to move those and we're going to tip it just so all of those go onto my little desky thing here. Beautiful. Right, channel 4, this is the correct fader that we're removing, and we're releasing it with the new one. So, let's have a little look over this side. We're going to power up the old soldering mooing station. Double check that we have got definitely channel 4, this one. I'll tell you what we'll do whilst we're here, we'll move the board over there a second. These will all go back on the caps in a bit. Sorted, sorted, sorted. Right. First things first. Just some isopropyl alcohol on a cloth. Just removes all that grime. Lovely. So she's ready to go back on later on. Now we're going to pop her down there and get this board back over. How are we doing? So we're getting the soldering iron up to temperature there. Let's have a little look at this board, make sure everything looks immaculate, which it does, which is always good. Right, so this is the channel that we are going to be removing and replacing. So there's that one right there, so I'm going to spring that one around that side. And what I'm going to do very quickly is just put some extra leaded solder on these points. Nice. So we want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of flux and just flux that stuff in together. Okay. So we flux those points, the mirror's up to temperature. And what that's done is not a lot. What I'm going to do let's use a slightly thinner one, shall we? Right, I think that's about as best as we can do with the mower. Now it's time to come in with some solder wick and just wick away the rest of this. Nice. Get in there, people. Get in there. Nice. Okay. I think that one might need a little bit of adjustment, but let's wiggle on there. Now what I'm going to do, put some pressure on the other side, just melt this point here. Come on, out you come. You cannot compete with my power. Right, it's been a bit douche, so what I'm going to do, put a little bit more fresh flux on there. I think those top two are actually loose. Bottom one doesn't seem to want to move, so we're going to get some bit more flux. Need a little bit more. Nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Some nice clean ports there. We'll come over to the other side. Just touch up those ports. Just make sure. Lovely. So that's the old one. This is the new one. It should just pop in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually clear out those tiny little holes there with some more sort of, you know, I'll come from the other side because I think it's better to stay on the side that we're working on. I'm just going to come in with the soldering iron over the top and let that braid do the work. Let that soak it up. Lovely. That port is open. And I believe that port is open. Beautiful. So now we've got some clean ports. What I'm going to do is give it a little clean and have a little inspection. I need this and I need this. Lovely. Beautiful. We're going to stick that one in. That one literally pops in like a boss. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure and just tack in those 2 ground points with some extra solder, which I have now lost. There it is. Just a little tack there. The same on the other side, so that's all tacked in place. Lovely. So now what I can do is come in with a little bit of flux, just a tiny smidgen, just to let this flow over all those pins. I'm going to come in, touch the pin and the case at the same time, let it heat up, and then just let the solder flow in there. There we go. Better than factory. That's how we do, people. And that is how that is done. Absolutely beautiful. Don't know if you could see any of that, but the job is done. We use some solder braid. You can now turn off the soldering iron and the power station. That is all off. Lovely. So we have these all out, all resoldered, brand new one back in, old one over here. So now what we need to do is work out where all these buttons go, I suppose. One, two, three, and four. Come on, you gonna go in the little holes? Come on. Sorted. Right, we've got that one in. This one is a light switch for here, I'm assuming. That looks good. 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 They all look rather good. So now we need to put all these bloody yellow things back on before we put the case back on. Orange. They're not yellow, they're orange too. Never mind. And now I think we can put the case back on. We will double check that we've got everything here before We drop it on properly. Look at this board. Where's that board going? Is it going underneath? I think it might be. So that needs to come down a bit. Wow. Look at that. You absolute beauty. Right. So I'm going to start. I'm pretty sure that should have a little cover. Should that not have a little cover? Let's have a look, see if we've missed a cover. Is there a little cover anywhere? Nope. Nope. That definitely needs to be in there though. Beautiful. But there is no other orange covers now. Double check I haven't dropped anything, which I haven't. Don't know why I'm even worrying. Right. So the mic and the aux. Surely that should have one. Here it is, look. Here it is. Beautiful. That's more like it. This is the trouble having such a small workstation, and this is the reason I only do microelectronics. Right, we're going to double check everything. But that looks brilliant. We're going to start with the little tiny screws that just to tie in a middle board. Just a second. Beautiful. That's a start. Let's start putting them back on then, shall we? One, two, and the last one, three. Beautiful. Right. Well, these are going to be a little douchebags to get on, I think. Right. Oh, these are going to be such a pain in the arse to put back on. Love little tiny bolts on things. It's just one of those things, isn't it? I think. Right. God, this is tedious. I don't know really what to say when I'm doing this sort of stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm just not going to say nothing. But yes, in the comments if you know what I should be talking about whilst I'm doing this sort of stuff, I will happily talk about it. Come on you go. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting there. Oh, this is tedious. Just trying to get all these tiny little bolts just threaded onto each individual thing is tedious as hell. That's not even on straight, so it's come off again. Go around a few times. That's not right either. Oh, come on. Oh, these things are horrible. Oh, this is so tedious. There we go. We've got a few more left now. We are on the home straight. How long have we been going for? I'm sure I can see this somewhere. Where can I see it? Where have we been recording for? What? Is that right? Is that right? I don't think that's right. I think we are ready for some tightening. Oh, hello. Right, first things first, let's tighten that one back up. Because that didn't need to come off at all. And I love doing work for no reason. Let's tighten that one up just a tad more. Perfect. And I'm going to whack in some of these little screws, which will be this one. Let's have a look here. How are we doing? Are we all recording still? We are fine. That's always a good sign. Right, I think we're down to the little screws. Right, let's tighten up these. God, this is so tedious. Oh, and there's one I missed. Of course, there's always one, isn't there? I think. Nice. Super happy with that. Right. Make sure that's plugged in. That's plugged in. Power board is plugged in, which was over here. Which needs that. Plugging in there. Let's turn it around that way so you can see. We're just plugging this in here and this in here, and that is everything. Seems to be nice and plugged in and sorted and happy and good. Right, I'm super happy with that. Now let's find a couple of screws. Where's one? And we've got one more to find. Where did it roll to? It was here, and now it is not. Because screws love to do that, don't they? You know, let's put all these faders and stuff back on. That's the wrong way straight. Boom. 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 Wow. That one, that one, that one. That one. That one. That one. And that one. Lush. Last but not least, plus FADER. Okay. So I'm just about to the stage now. So this is the part we replaced. It was here where we soldered. Hold on, move this over here. That's the part we replaced from underneath there. This is all back together, looking lovely as well now, I must admit. It's a good one. Let's get rid of that, So where we're at now, we've got some 4 screws there, a load of them. We are desperately missing a little screw somewhere. I wonder where that could have gone. Right, I will find that and I will get that back in there, but for now let's get this thing back together because there's only one screw and that can be done at a later date. So now this bad boy should plug into here just like so, and now the whole thing should just slot back in nicely if I remember rightly. Goes in at the back like this. Beautiful. I'm going to have to move that cable out the way because it is right in the way, and then it should just pop in. Lovely. Move those cables out the way. Beautiful. So she's back together pretty much. Let's get these screws in. sorry, I've got my hand right in front of my face, but you know, needs must. I am working here, peoples. So now the real question is, people, I want to know in the comments, how much do you think a job like this should cost? Because I've never priced this before. It's a friend of mine's mixer and I'm doing it for him for a favour. So basically, I'm not going to be charging anything for doing this for my friend. But if somebody else was to come to me, for instance, and ask for one, I think this is an awful lot of work. And I think that should be probably a £200 or £300 job. But saying that, how long have we been recording? We're recording for nearly an hour. So, I mean, it's not silly. And obviously, if I used an electric screwdriver, it would be quicker. There is that as well, I suppose. One more at the top, and then I'm going to really look and see if I can find this screw, because that will really piss me off. The fact that we are one screw missing. Put one down inside any of these, is it? No. Not inside the crossfader, no. Right, let's see if I can locate this other screw. Because it should be here. Yeah, I haven't been anywhere, I haven't gone anywhere. Seriously? Can it have actually gone that far? Right, I'm going to call this one done and fixed, and I will find that screw. But there you go, one Allen and Heath mixer, crossfader, phaser. Completely done and changed. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stop by for the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe and follow the channels, man. We're going to go on to the next one. Perfect.